I wanted to speak as well about Mohamed Kudus, because yesterday there was a lot of talk of Arsenal being his preferred destination because of Champions League football, which makes a lot of sense. But then I'm going to play the video, but this video has emerged today, which has got Man United fans very excited indeed. We'll take a little listen to this.
Really interesting player as far as midfield striker-wise. He can play both, and I think this is why he's on the horizon. He's on that list. He may not be the number one yet, but if any of the players we've just mentioned fail to come, or if the talks break down, Kudus could be an ideal option. Now, quite significantly in this matter is that Kudus, who is in training camp with Ajax in the south of Germany, near Munich, has made it clear to his club, I want to leave. Now, when does a player say he wants to leave? Usually when he's got something else lined up. And he's very keen on a move to the Premier League, whether that would be a top club in London or in Manchester. But I think as soon as Terrace would knock on his door, he would go.
So a lot of people have been like, what does this mean? Listen, what it basically means is Højlund's our number one choice, but if it falls through, then I think United would look at Mohamed Kudus. I don't think this is Man United pursuing this deal per se, in my view. I don't think we're going to sign Højlund and Mohamed Kudus, although I wouldn't mind that. I know it isn't Harry Kane has just been saying I really, really want, but what's your take? Do you think there could be we were talking about yesterday with the Arsenal fans were saying if Arteta picked up the phone, he's there. This is a Dutch expert who's basically just said, look, if Ten Hag wants him, he takes him off Chelsea and Arsenal.
I'm not going to allow you to be shameless as well. The reason why that would happen is because he managed Mohamed Kudus at Ajax. So I'm not going to let United fans be shameless. Here's the thing with that whole Arsenal thing. Yesterday Monty got on my nerves when he said that. He really did. He actually got he genuinely rattled me. He's like, if one Arteta call and the guy's going to end up at Arsenal. I'm like, stop talking about Arteta like he's Ancelotti. Stop talking about Arteta like he's Pep Guardiola. Stop talking about him like he's Mourinho. People don't have that yet. People need to earn that right now, currently as things stand. Mikel Arteta needs to earn that pull. Mikel Arteta can't have a conversation with a player and change his mind. I know Klopp can, I know Pep can, I know Ancelotti can, Mourinho can. I'd even give him that out of the respect to his CV. The best managers in the world can do that. But I don't think Arteta can do that yet. I don't think Ten Hag can do that yet. With Kudus, it actually probably makes the most sense, and I know people might not like hearing this, but I'm saying my honest opinion. I think it makes the most sense if he goes to Chelsea. At Arsenal Football Club, there's no place for him in the starting 11. There is just no place for him in the starting 11. You've got Partey, you've got Havertz and Rice, you've got Odegaard, the front three with Trossard switching in there as well and being able to play in midfield. I don't think he should move to Arsenal because he wouldn't play. With United, it's the same thing. Unless you're intending on somehow, maybe not playing Anthony, who's your £80 million signing from last summer, then you can't. You've got to give Anthony a chance. So Kudus as well, from your midfield perspective, it's not what you need at all because you've got Casemiro with Bruno and Mount ahead of them currently as things stand, which isn't balanced to begin with. If you add in another kind of attacking option in there, I think it's not what you need. So for me, if I'm in his place, the logical opinion, logically, would be Chelsea, because at Chelsea he'd start. He'd start directly, whether it be right wing, whether it be false line, whether it be 10. He'd start for Chelsea Football Club. And this is what I say. But the thing that Monty said yesterday, the whole Arteta one call and he comes and Arsenal are the second most exciting project. Arsenal isn't the most second exciting project. They aren't. This is just BS. Once again, we have to come up here every single time and educate Arsenal fans regarding their football club, because Arteta's not that guy. Your club is not that guy yet. You need to chill, take a step back, take a breather. Actually understand what's happening at your football club. You're still in a process. You haven't won fuck all. There is no Prem. There is no champs. There is nothing. There is where is the excitement? Where's the excitement? Oh, yay. I'm going to go there with all the young players and we're going to do Arsenal kindergarten together and we're going to run around and love each other. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Players want to win trophies, or maybe they want to live in certain geographies, or maybe they want money. What if, I'm going to give you a very simple example. If Kudus was a guy who wants money, he'll go to whichever club offers him the most money, as an example. It has nothing to do with your project. Arteta can't call anyone and force him at the club. I know Klopp could force any of your stars at the club if he had the money, of course. But I know he doesn't have the money. But I know for a fact Klopp could easily convince any of your stars. Put them on the table now. Give them one conversation with Jurgen Klopp. They'd be wearing a Liverpool shirt. Because there are levels to this game. You know why? Because Klopp can put his balls on the line and go like, here's my Champions League medal. Here's my Premier League medal. Arteta could go like, here's my FA Cup. It's different. You understand? It's different levels to this game. I'm so hot, honestly. I'm so hot at the guy. That Monty guy, he rattled me. Man said one call from Arteta like he's Ancelotti, like he's Carlo. Like all Arteta has to do is just raise his eyebrow and the player's going to come. Like, come on, man. Honestly, man. I'm not even trying to hate on Arsenal, but you guys are too much. You guys are too much, I swear. It's not even me.
Do you know what I find interesting about the most exciting project thing is, I think from an Arsenal fan point of view, of course your project's the most exciting because you truly believe that you're going to win some major trophies with this manager. But there's a lot of Man United fans who feel like that. There's a lot of City fans who are just as excited about their club every season as you are. And there's almost this element of, well, I'm really excited about my club, so you should be excited about my club too. And I think some Arsenal fans kind of, what do you mean it's not the most exciting? Because I find Man United's potential growth under Ten Hag far more exciting than I do Arsenal's. I don't really find anybody else's projects exciting. If I'm objectively looking at the situation, though, I think Arsenal are an attractive place to be now. In terms of this deal, look, I'm not saying it's because Ten Hag has got more pull. It's because he knows the player. It's the same with Onana. Chelsea wanted him. They stepped away because Onana wanted to come back and play for Erik Ten Hag again. And this is the great thing about bringing in a manager who's managed some very talented players. And when you go back and look at that Ajax squad and team that Ten Hag had over the last 4 or 5 years, so I mean, if Ajax could have actually kept hold of all those players, they'd be one of the best teams in Europe probably right now. Because I actually think the likes of De Ligt and Donny van der Beek, if they'd have just stayed in that Ajax team, I think they'd be. I mean, De Ligt's already looked at as one of the best central defenders around, but there was a time where everybody thought this guy is going to be the best. But I think if it had stayed there, I think Donny van der Beek, these guys would just be looked at as very different players than they are right now. So the great thing about bringing in a manager like him is he's going to have personal relationships with those players that maybe make it easier to sign them. And there was a comment actually that came in from Twisted Bubba here earlier today that said, why not sign both at Man United? And I do disagree with you slightly when you said that about, listen, I understand that he might start at Chelsea.
You mean Kudus and who?
Højlund, sign both.
Oh, Kudus and Højlund.
And I think it's a fair point because I get what you're saying. I think you're when you say about Arsenal and Man United, though, not getting him, there's the element of I just don't think you want to see Man United and Arsenal with really good strength in depth. I think you're almost. There's no point you guys. I think you would. I think you. But then for me, it's a case of.
So Anthony goes to the bench then. Where does he play?
Potentially, but from my point of view, I mean, Sancho is probably more likely to get less. If you look at who's performed and who hasn't in the last 12 months in a Man United shirt, the person most at risk, the players most at risk for not getting any game time is going to be Donny van der Beek, who looks like he's going to be sold anyway, and would be Jadon Sancho. They would be the two individuals we've got. And I even look at it this way. Look, I quite like Eriksen as an example, but if we sign Amrabat, okay, and we've got Mason Mount and whatever else, you sort of look at it and go, I don't really want Eriksen in a deep line position. And if you can bring in Mohamed Kudus to play on the right or in that 10 role when Bruno isn't playing, you almost look and go, well, we could maybe even just loan out or sell Eriksen. I'm quite happy to sacrifice people. And if, by the way, Kudus comes in, plays on the right and is astounding, and Anthony's on the bench, I don't give a shit. For me, I can take it on the chin. So, oh, you paid 85 million, he's on your bench. As long as Man United are getting better as a football team, no one really calls you out for things like that. It just becomes and if they do, no one gives a shit. Like from my point of view.
Let me clarify one thing.
We won the Premier League this year, but Anthony didn't kick a ball. And someone tried to banter me, go, you're 85 million pound man's a bench warmer. Yeah, but we just won the Prem. I couldn't give a shit. So for me, it's about if it improves the team, that's all I really care about.
Okay, but let me clarify one thing. I'm not saying Chelsea because they have a better project. Chelsea don't have a better project than Arsenal or than Man United. The only reason I said Chelsea is because of game time. So I'm looking at it from completely different perspective. I know Arsenal are more attractive to go to now than Chelsea. United are also more attractive to go to than Chelsea. 100%. 100%. I've never denied that. The only thing I'm saying is because of game time, it's probably more, even you'd agree to this, it's probably a lot more guaranteed at Chelsea. Like, he's a guaranteed starter over there, whether it be right wing or 10 or whatever. Like, he's
Yeah,
gonna start.
I hear you, but I think he's that. I said it the other day. Arsenal fans didn't like it. Man United fans may not like it. I think he can. I think he can work his way into the starting lineup of all three teams. I think he's that good, Mohamed Kudus. I think he's
Arsenal?
such a good. Yeah, even at Arsenal, maybe not in the. I think he can. I think he's good enough to. I think look, I rate Saka highly. I rate Odegaard highly. I rate Jesus quite highly. I'm not someone that kind of dunks on those guys, but Mohamed Kudus is supremely talented. I remember watching him play you guys last year, and if they had 3 or 4 more players in different positions, of course, of his level in the Ajax team, they'd have beaten you because he was ripping your team to shreds. So there is such a talented individual in there. I think he's that good, and so I think it's one of those things for me where I understand what you're saying. But I used to have this conversation with Liverpool fans years ago, and you guys would be linked to remember when you were linked to Timo Werner and everybody thought he was brilliant. And I said, oh, where's he going to play? On the bench. Oh, you don't think he can get into your first team? No. And I'm like, that's a weird way to speak about it. Because for me, it's always, I don't really want to sign players, especially young marquee signings who you don't believe have the potential to become first team players and in the starting lineup. For me, it's almost a case of it's fine if you're City and you're buying a Kovacic, who you know you're buying to be backup. But if you're going to go out there and drop 40, 50, 60 million pounds on a 20, 21-year-old, surely they have to have the ability and the ceiling to become a first team player in your current squad. Otherwise, really, like, what's the point? You might as well just go and buy a 30-year-old player with experience.
You touched on the one possibility. There's one possibility for Arsenal Football Club. One and only one. And that's Gabriel Jesus. The only way I see it possibly happening is Saka on the left, Martinelli down the middle, and Kudus on the right. That could be a thing. Or maybe Kudus playing as the false nine. That could be a thing. Maybe that's the way for him. But other than Jesus, I don't see a place. And for Man United, I think it's a bit worse because of Bruno. So you kind of have like the guaranteed starter at the 10, if you'd like. You look at the left wing, it's going to be Rashford. The positions would also be maybe right wing or down the middle for Man United. If you think he's that guy and he can break through into your team and he doesn't need time to develop, doesn't need game time, fair enough. I fall back on my point a little bit. Maybe I was a little bit over the top with it because I think he probably could end up starting. He could end up starting there. I'm just saying, right? A call from Mikel Arteta does not determine the outcome of this whole thing. It just doesn't. It just doesn't because he's not that guy. So for me, there could be multiple different things. By the way, just look at it this way, genuinely. What if Kudus wants to live in London? That rules out to your club. What if Kudus wants more money? That makes Chelsea the favorite. As you know, you've already mentioned this multiple times on this channel. There's so much context. There's so many different players wanting different things. I just looked at it from a game time perspective, and I say for Chelsea, he's guaranteed starter. That's it. Other than that, I have no horse in this fight. I wouldn't take Kudus at my club anyway. So,
okay, you wouldn't. Interesting. This here says from Tony, says very delusional Liverpool fan to think Klopp can take top players from any top 4 club is wild. Only team with that kind of pull in the Prem is City. That's why Bellingham and Tchouaméni aren't there.
Bellingham and Tchouaméni are not there because of money. Not because of Jurgen Klopp. And by the way, Bellingham and Tchouaméni are at Real Madrid. You know why? Because Real Madrid is the most fucking attractive club in world football right now. You think I'm like idiotic? You think I'm gonna sit up here and go like, oh, Liverpool are more attractive than Real Madrid? Of course not. I don't even think we're more attractive than City. But don't come tell me Arsenal are more attractive or United or Chelsea or any of these clubs. Currently, as things stand, we are more attractive.
If Man United get back to winning major trophies, who's more attractive, Liverpool or Man United?
Oh, of course. If you win stuff, then you become more attractive, of course.
But let's just say both of us we're both like, let's say over a 4-year period, we win 2, you win 2. Who do you think is the most attractive club for players generally, Man United or Liverpool, if both teams are brilliant?
I don't know how to answer that question because you're saying like,
that means. Do you know what's interesting? Man United and
I think probably Man United because you'd be able to pay players more.
It's been about 70 years since Man United and Liverpool were both brilliant at the same in terms of winning titles in and around the same time as each other. That's the thing that football's never seen. Football is like the Premier League has never seen Man United and Liverpool for over a 5-6 year period winning the major trophies like this. It's never happened. It'd be interesting.
We
Gunnar
actually
Paul
don't-
here.